Good evening to Doctor and our fellow classmates. We are from Group 5 and today we are going to present on intelligence test. In this presentation, we are going to look at the purpose, features and also the types of intelligence tests. What is intelligence? Intelligence is a mental quality consisting of the ability to learn from experience, solve problems, and use knowledge to adapt to new situations. Intelligence is also hard to define. Basically, intelligence is not a thing, but it is an abstract concept. An IQ is simply a score on an intelligence test. Intelligence test is a method for assessing an individual's mental aptitude and comparing them with those of others using numerical scores. As for the purpose, the goal of intelligence tests is to obtain an idea of a person's intellectual potential. The test centers around a set of stimuli designed to yield a score based on the test maker's model of what makes up intelligence. It also helps us to identify intellectual giftedness, learning difficulties, and also cognitive strengths and weaknesses of a person. Now let's have a look at the types of intelligence tests. We can divide this intelligence test into two categories, which is based on number of individuals to be tested and also based on the form of test. Individual intelligence tests are administered to individuals one by one. They are meant to test the intelligence of one individual at a time. Individual tests of intelligence are two types. The first one is verbal individual intelligence test. The second one, non-verbal individual intelligence test. For the group test of intelligence, these tests are designed to test the intelligence of all the students in the group or class. They are given the same directions and have to perform the same activities within the set time limit. Group tests of intelligence can be verbal and non-verbal. For the second type, based on the form of test, verbal test. Intelligence tests that use language, like words or numbers, for measuring intelligence are called verbal tests of intelligence. In these tests, subjects are required to respond verbally to test items. Intelligence tests that use pictures, designs, materials, and objects to measure intelligence are called non-verbal tests of intelligence. In this test, language is not used to measure intelligence. In this test, subjects are not required to respond verbally to test items. Non-verbal tests are two types. The first one, performance test, and paper-pencil test. For example, co-block design test, Alexander's pass-along test, and Dr. Bhattia's non-verbal test of intelligence. The Wechsler Intelligence Scale, developed by David Wechsler in 1939. Wechsler states that intelligence is the overall capacity of an individual to understand and cope with the world around them. This test is a measure of the cognitive ability and problem-solving process of a person ages 6 years to 16 years 11 months. Tests which include information, comprehension, arithmetic, similarity, vocab, and digit sense. The second type is performance tests, include picture completion, picture arrangement, block design, object assembly, coding, and music. Marlin's Intelligence Scale. Marlin has been adapted from the American test WISC developed by Dr. David Wechsler. MISC is an intelligence test for children from the ages of 6 to 15 years 11 months. It is administered individually and takes about 2 to 2.5 hours. The test comprises of 11 sub-tests divided into two groups, verbal test and performance test. The verbal scale consists of 6 sub-tests: information test, general comprehension test, arithmetic test, analogy and similarity test, vocabulary test, and digit-spend tests. And for the performance scale, consists of 5 subtests, which are picture completion test, block design test, object assembly, coding, and means. Stanford Binet Intelligence Scale. This test originated from the Binet-Simon scale 1905 and had undergone 5 major revisions. This is an individually administered test that examines the cognitive ability of children and adults falling the age range of 2 to 85 plus years. The main purpose of Stanford Binet Intelligence Scale is to examine children with intellectual and developmental deficiencies as well as intellectually gifted individuals.
Okay, thank you, Rajeswari, for your explanation just now. Now we move to the other approach, which is relevance progressive matrix. So what is this? As you guys can see on the slide, there are some image right on the left side. Okay, this image is the cover of a test booklet that Raven himself write. Okay, so what is this? Actually, Raven's progressive matrix is a non-verbal test whereby they use it to measure general human intelligence. Okay, they measure um, on abstract reasoning, on how one's non-verbal estimate of fluid intelligence level is. Okay, in this booklet, they have 60 multiple choice of questions. Okay, and it developed by Raven himself in 1936. Okay, in each test item, the subject is asked to identify the missing element, okay, of a certain pattern. Many patterns are presented in the form of 6 times 6, 4 by 4, or 3 by 3, or 2 by 3. Okay, moving on to the next item, which is Cattle Culture Fair Intelligence Test, or we can call it Culture Fair Intelligence Test. This item was created by Raymond Cattell himself in 1949 in an attempt to measure cognitive abilities devoid of socio-cultural and environmental influences. Cattell himself states that general intelligence comprises both fluid intelligence, or we can call it GF, and crystallized intelligence, or we can call it GC, whereby GF is biologically and constitutionally based, and GC is the actual level of a person's cognitive functioning. This item have 3 scales, which non-verbal visual puzzle, which is scale number 1, scale number 2, and scale number 3. Scale number 1 includes 8 substance of mazes, copying symbols, identifying similar drawings, and others. For scales number 2 and 3, they consist of 4 substance, which include completing a sequence of drawings. In some sort of similar way, the Cattle Culture Fair Intelligence Test also have a similar vibe with Raven's progressive matrix that have been mentioned previously, but it is not completely free from the influence of the culture and learning. These tests mainly are used by many, including Mensa and Intertel, which offer a place in their society to anyone scoring in the top 2% and the top 1% IQ scores respectively. Now we move to the last test, which is pass along test, which is function as a performance test of intelligence for persons who is 7 to 20 years old. It was invented by W.P. Alexander in 1937 and was published by University of London too in the same year. The intelligence was measured using the pass-along test stated by Alexander. It was as a component of W.P. Alexander performance scale. As you guys can see here on the slide, there are some sort of picture, right? So these are the ones or the materials that being used in the test. They are being used in the allocated children, as I mentioned before, but majority around children aged 11 to 20 in the primary or secondary school. Okay, the child moved the blocks around a tray to match a predetermined design. The test was devised in 1937. Used wooden planks and wooden blocks as the materials himself. Okay, so it IQ scores are from 20 below 20 until 139, which have their own categories from being profound intellectual disability into very superior intelligence. It mainly being used in children. Okay, that is for our presentation. Now we have quiz time. Please go to www.kahoot.com to join our quiz. See you there. The quiz code will be mentioned after the presentation. Okay, see you soon. Okay, it's a wrap here. Thank you for listening, and hopefully you guys will participating in our quiz soon.